like a lot of missionaries who have to travel a ways to get to their mission, we were up at like 3 a.m. Just, bus to Salt Lake City Airport. And then we just flew all day. And then the flight from Miami into Trinidad was kind of interesting. So we got there probably around 11 p.m. at night. By the time we had gotten off the plane, just because they don't run, it just wasn't taking, it wasn't going as quickly as we would have wanted it to. And so we got through to immigration. We were waiting there for a little while. I was one of the first people up to the immigration officers, and then after a little while, she had looked over my papers. I was following the instructions that were given to me by the MTC, but there just seemed to be a problem. And for whatever reason, 5 missionaries were able to go through. 3 of us they held and told us to go wait back on the bench. And so we're just kind of freaking out a little bit and not really wondering what's happening. And then they came back and told us that we were going to be deported because we didn't have the right documentation or whatever. We couldn't understand it because we had the same things as everybody else. We had no idea. So anyway, by this point, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. The next plane that they can put us out on is at 6, and they wanted us there at 5. And so they were going to put us up in a hotel, and they had a security officer that was just in charge of us. And he was a nice guy, and he suggested to us, he's like, hey, like the hotel that they're going to put you up in, it's kind of far away. He's like, I can take you there, but my friend, he has another place around here. It's not nice, but it's just, it's a shower and a bed. And by this point, we were just all freaked out. And so it was me and Elder Tolman and then Sister Campbell. So the 3 of us are just together, like, okay, like whatever. So he drives us around the corner to a very questionable inn. I can't even remember the name of it, but it wasn't in a nice neighborhood. And we were kind of freaked out over that. But anyways, they took us to the airport the next morning. We got on a plane, so I had to go all the way back to Miami, and then trying to get payphones to work because they're so outdated there, and then be able to contact President Gamiet, our mission president, and he finally got us on a plane back. And so because of that, instead of going directly into Trinidad, they actually sent us to St Maarten first, because St Maarten is a little easier to get into. It's a very popular tourist island, so anybody with a U.S. passport, they're pretty lenient. And so we got in, and then turns out that was just where I was going to stay. I met my trainer. There was just kind of an emergency moving around of things, and that was where I just stayed, and the other 2 missionaries moved on to other places. And so my first year I just got to be in St Maarten, and I hadn't met my mission president. I didn't meet him until I think it was probably about a month after that at a zone conference where we had to fly to another island in Guadeloupe. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.